Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Elements of Success. I'm your host, Talha Jarrad. We are talking about success, how to achieve success, how to be more successful, and how to achieve the maximum success in this life and in the hereafter. Now, previously we discussed the universal laws, and we mentioned certain characteristics about these universal laws. And we spoke about two of the universal laws. We spoke about the law of control, and we said that you are in full control of your life. And we spoke about the law of cause and effect, and we said nothing happens in life but for a reason. There is a reason for everything that happens. There is a reason for success, and there is a reason for failure. And we said that these universal laws happen and apply all the time. And whether you like them or not, whether you believe in them or not, whether you even care about them or not, they happen. And if you know these laws, you build around yourself, you build your life around these laws, and then you become more successful. If you don't, you just hit them right head on, and you might even destroy your life because you don't know these laws. Well, we will talk now about a third law of the universal laws. We're going to talk about the law of belief. The law of belief. Now, the law of belief says that whatever you passionately believe in becomes your reality. Again, whatever you passionately believe in becomes your reality. Now, if you believe that you will become successful and you will become a great person in this life, you become. If you believe otherwise, then this also will become your reality. Now, there is a very important application for this law in our life, that this law of belief works like a filter for you. It makes you see things according to what you want to see. Unless you believe in the true nature of things and get yourself out of your current beliefs, which might not be true about yourself, about your situation, about your life, about success, about achievement, you will restrain yourself, you will constrain yourself, which means that you will see things in accordance to what you have in your mind. You have a perception about things, not the reality. And you will filter the incident, the things that happen to you, so you only see them from your own perspective. You do not see them as they are. And this belief will become as if it is your reality, and it's not the case. Now, here is one important thing that Allah mentioned in Quran about this thing, that He said, it is not the eyesights that become blind, but rather the hearts and the chest that become blind. And that's true, because people might see things, and they might look at the same thing. Two people might look at the same thing, but because of their perception and the way they look at things, because they are different, they see things differently. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it's not the eyesight that become blind, but it's rather the hearts and the chest that become blind. So people might see a very big thing happening, a sign of Allah, and they don't believe in it. Why they don't believe in it? Because they perceive it differently. They do not see it as it should be. Now, this is one thing. The other scary thing about this thing is that your belief is the only limiting thing for you. You create self-limiting factors in your mind about yourself, and you live your life according to these preset, faked, imaginary beliefs that you created in your head. And you think of them all the time, and you think, well, this is the reality. You think, this is who I am. Well, I can't achieve this. I can't be rich. I can't be, well, I'm not smart. I don't have the expertise. I don't like studying. I don't want to do this thing because I'm not cut for it. You perceive things because you created an image, limiting image of yourself internally. And if you keep this image inside, it becomes reality and it becomes true. And then you become as you think of yourself. As we said, this law, the law of belief, is that whatever you passionately believe becomes reality. If you believe passionately that you are destined to be successful, you are destined to be great, you are destined to be a different person, you are destined to be somebody who changes not only his community, but the entire society and probably the entire world, you will be that person. And if you think of yourself, well, who I am, I'm nothing, I'm zero, I can't do anything, I have no value, well, that becomes true too, and this becomes reality. So the point is that you have to be very careful about what you believe in yourself, and you have to be very careful about what you keep in your head about yourself, about your life, about your abilities, about your achievement, because that becomes reality. Remember this law. Whatever you passionately believe in becomes your reality. Now here is another thing. There is a very interesting law related to this law, which is another universal law. It is called the law of expectations. It's called the law of expectation. And it states, this law of expectation states that whatever you confidently expect becomes true in your life. If you confidently expect that you will see good things, you will see good things. If you confidently expect that you will see bad things will happen to you. Let me tell you this another way. Now, let's say that, well, that you see this sometimes at home. You see the mother looking at her child and saying, oh, he's going to fall, and the child falls. And you might see the mother saying, oh, you're going to injure yourself, and the kid injured himself or herself. Why? Because it is, you expect things to happen, and it happens the way you expect it. And if you expect that you will be provided with resources, with abilities to achieve more in life, you will be getting these things, and you will get access to them. If you expect that you will not get these things, you will never get these things. So it's your expectation. It's not reality. It is not what's in there. It is what you expect. And as a matter of fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us that if you expect the best from Allah, things will happen to you in the best way. That the Prophet ﷺ told us that Allah says, I am, or I will be at the trust where my slave puts or thinks of me. So if you think that Allah will honor you, will give you, will provide you, He will. And if you don't believe that, you won't. This is why the Prophet told us that when you make a prayer, when you pray to Allah, you ask Allah for something while you confidently and passionately expect Him to answer you. And as a matter of fact, even in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us that, ask me, pray for me, and I will answer you. I will give you. And this is very important. You have to learn how you manage your expectation, that you always expect the best to happen to you. And you always think that of the true thing that are actually in reality as is, and you expect the best thing for you. So these two laws really are, they go together, the law of belief and the law of expectation. The law of belief states that, well, whatever you believe in, it becomes your reality. And the law of expectation says that whatever you confidently expect, it will happen. And you will see things as you expect them. And you will get more and more in life as you expect them. Now, if a person expects that well, by the way, expectation is different than wishes. Expectation is built on true vision. Expectation is built on goals. Expectation is built on mission. Expectation is built on planning. I mean, for example, you can't expect to go to paradise and you don't pray. You can't expect that you go to paradise and you don't do your work. Expectation is not wishes. Expectation is a different thing. Expectation is built on work, is built on plans, is built on very clear ideas that you have in mind. You have very clear mission, very clear vision. This is very important because some people say, well, I expect to be a millionaire. Well, okay, fine. But you cannot be a millionaire if you stay at a government job. You will never be. Well, at least if you're honest and sincere. But you will never be. So you have to be realistic. Remember what we said before, that successful people live their life realistically. They have a characteristic of realism. So it's very important to differentiate between expectations which are built on solid ground, expectations which are built on the fact that, well, you have a plan, you have work, and you expect this plan to work. You expect Allah to help you in this plan, and you work and exert your effort, and it will work. But if you just merely wish for it, it will never happen. And as a matter of fact, you might be disappointed for these things that they never work. You might even say, well, okay, what are you saying? I expected to be in better position than I am right now, and it never happened. Well, if you cross your legs, if you sleep 12, 13 hours a day, you can't expect success. Success doesn't come for free. Remember that, even if we talk about success in terms of hereafter, you become successful if you work on it, and if you do certain things. There are prayers that you have to do, there are worships that you have to adhere yourself to, and there is a belief system that you have to put yourself in, so you become successful in the hereafter. This is very important. So the two universal laws that we talked about today is, number one, the law of belief. The law of belief says, and again, I say this because this is very powerful, is that whatever you passionately believe in becomes your reality. And the other law is the law of expectation, which says that whatever you confidently expect becomes true in your life. And as I said, when we understand these laws, when we live our lives around these laws, because remember, universal laws, they do not favor anybody. They do not work for you and not work for somebody else. They work all the time. And remember, we said they work all the time because of a reason. Because Allah created this world with a lot of accuracy and order. It's actually built on accuracy and order. And if we wanted to achieve, we have to learn these laws, and we have to apply them, we have to understand it, and we have to take care of our lives according to these laws, so we become more and more successful. We will continue talking about universal laws in the upcoming episodes. I hope you can join us then. Thank you for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.